welcome everyone to a very impromptu, unscripted, podcast length episode of. I don't even have a name for whatever this is yet. You're just going to have to tell me if you like it because I was going to do this next week more officially. I was going to stream it, but I'm in the process of moving. You can't see it, but there's totes all around me full of all my belongings besides my computer, basically. So this just was a lot easier on my schedule to just sit down and talk. Please let me know if you enjoy. I'd like to put more effort into this into next week. Ideally, I'd like to stream it live on my Twitch channel and then re-upload the VOD here on YouTube because I'm going to be honest, VODs do better when you upload them to YouTube rather than stream them to YouTube, and that's just how I want to do it since this was so unscheduled. I'll get all that out officially somewhere. It'd be at my Twitch, which is peanut P34NUT_XD if you want to go follow it. Regardless of all that, let me know what you think of this as you watch. I'm going to be talking LPL. I'm going to talk LCK. Looking forward in both of those regions. I'm going to do a tier list of both of those teams, both of those regions, just interregionally for now, what I think is going on. And yeah, we're going to see how this goes because, again, that just fits my schedule a lot more. I don't have much capacity for anything else right now, so that's what it's going to be. So just imagine my goofy intro over this. It'll be better produced next week, but this is a dry run. Let's get right into it. Let's just talk. Let's talk. Let's talk LPL first because I would have normally done the LPL video today. I tried to prep for it today and I was like, I just don't have time for this. So instead, I'm just going to talk. We're just going to go through the results, most of my predictions, what's going on in the regions. Let's start. So the games that I covered obviously go from Wednesday to Wednesday. So I already covered EDG losing 2-0 to TES, which is just how it goes. First up, let's just go game by game. So Thunder Talk Gaming versus LGD. This was a 2-1 to Thunder Talk Gaming. Really impressive performance for them. I've actually liked them a lot more as of recent. They've impressed me in a way that I did not expect to be impressed, I think. They just look, I don't know, they just look a lot better than what you would expect. I like Keshi a lot. I like Junhao a lot. They played pretty well in the series overall. I have some notes on this screen. If you're watching my face, I'm sorry. So, yeah, Keshi didn't actually have the greatest series in this one, but Junhao, very good series. Overall, good to see Thunder Talk rising up. This is a roster that maybe is not expected to do too much in the LPL, but, you know, they're not bad. They're certainly better than those under them like an LGD or EDG. Then we have IG versus NIP. This was a match that took place on the same day, and Invictus Gaming, you tossed it, man. You need to get top one in this group so you can play against EDG in the first playoffs round. You don't understand how important that is to me. But IG, disgusting throw in game 3 of this split. NIP good to capitalize on it, of course, but it was kind of brutal. It really is. I really hope this IG team goes to Worlds. I think that'd be unbelievably funny and super cool as well, just to see the rookie and the Shy show back up, do their thing. NIP, good series from them. Care had a great series. Photic is a guy, I guess, very on and off player. Fengwei, I think he's looked better on this roster. Not better, but he's at least still looked good. Nothing crazy impressive, but it is the rise group of the LPL. So NIP takes that one. WE20 is AL. AL's been on a bit of had some not great results as of recent. WE, this was a good win for them, of course. Monkey, just kind of one of the players of all time right now. Also a little ridiculous. You'll notice that AL had more kills than WE in this entire series, so it's not great. It's really not what you're looking for in a team, but WE does pull it off. Great series from Karis. Cube also played relatively well in this one, and WE continues with the miracle run. Hopefully, this is another team that I'd like to see at Worlds. Unfortunately, TS is looking good in regular season, so maybe not. JGG 2-0 EDG, pretty standard. EDG is just a disaster of a team at this point, which is quite sad for a legacy org like that, but they're just cooked. They're 0-9. They didn't win any games this week. WE then goes down to Thunder Talk in one of the bigger upsets. Oh, I'm sorry if my mic's over here. I'll move it closer to me. Thunder Talk, they take the series against WE. Really nice to see out of them. We not going to be happy about that, but it's a good step up. Shows that Thunder Talk does have some potential at least, and I'm just so distracted by the next result, which obviously that's BLG and TS. TS 2-0 is BLG. BLG also lost today against JDG. They've looked maybe a little less good than you'd like. I believe it was still Wenbo that played this series, yes. So obviously the news is that Flandre, officially the BLG top laner right now. They actually have 3 top laners on their roster, which is completely wild. But yes, TS does take them out 2-0 to take first place in LPL. God rest their souls. Weibo beats LNG, who low-key is just on a generational stinker. They haven't won a single game yet, much less a series. So simple stuff there. AL 2-0 is LGD, kind of just is what it is. BLG 2-0 EDG, also just is what it is. IG 2-0 LNG is what it is. TS 2-0 Thunder Talk is a good win for them because Thunder Talk's not complete bums, but TS definitely a better team, and Cream is also still one of the best mids in the world, regardless of what happens when he's under that logo. JDG 2-0 WE, kind of showing this JDG resurgence because they would, of course, beat BLG 2-1 today in a pretty convincing fashion. I mean, game 3 of that series today, I'm kind of pivoting, but, podcast, stuff like that. JDG, they looked good. They dealt with BLG's chaos. They were winning the early games in game 2 and 3 and just never quite allowed BLG to come back despite some closer efforts. But they had good scaling in game 3 today and game 2. EDG losing 2-1 against AL. They at least won a game, which is concerning if you're AL, I feel like. But yeah, that's just the result. I believe I went like something like 9-5 on predictions there. I obviously did not predict BLG to lose to TES, or JDG. Looking at standings, scrolling up here, I know very official. So top esports, they take sole possession of first place. They're 7-1. They played one less series than pretty much everyone else other than LGD. And then it's actually AL that sits with the better game score than BLG. It doesn't really matter in the end because, I mean, they're going to qualify to playoffs anyways. I'm not worried about any of these teams, but top esports has looked good. The win over BLG is very impressive. BLG also losing to JDG was quite unexpected because now all of a sudden it feels like JDG could just come back and claim their world spot as a fourth, third seed, which puts a lot of pressure on a team like WE. I feel like they really need to prove that they deserve it. I hope they do. I think it'd be really cool to see Monkey there. Invictus Gaming, I also want to see there, but we can't send 5 teams now, can we? Who would I sacrifice between WE and IG? It'd be Team W. What am I saying? The Shy needs to go back to World and commit war crimes on the world stage. So that's kind of the standings of the LPL. I'm concerned for BLG right now. I'm wondering if having 3 top laners is really kind of just messing with their vibes, their something. Because I thought Winbo looked good. I certainly passed the eye test as an acceptable tier 1 top laner. Flandre on paper is definitely better, though they did lose today. I mean, JD is not some horrible team by any means, but still, kind of makes you wonder. You're really hoping that because Bin is not gone by any means. He is still officially on the roster. I mean, if I go to them here, they have 3 top laners right here, which is ridiculous. But you would certainly hope that Bin comes back for Worlds because he obviously is one of the best, if not the best, top laner in the world when he is on his game, when he's not tilting out of his mind over whatever. I'd like to see him come back. I'd very, very much like that. Looking at, I mean, many of the other teams, I mean, Thunder Talk, they're not, I don't think they're going to make too much noise. I think they're just at least showing that they're respectable. They won't have to play in one of the bum matches between the Nirvana groups. That's LGD and EDG's rights, most certainly. EDG 0-9 is just so brutal, man. That is really tough. Looking at the schedule upcoming, I mean, it's not, they lose to every team. What am I? I'm not looking at it like it actually matters or anything. NIP, we'll see how their form looks. IG, just stay top 2, please. I can sacrifice Elk if it means the Shy gets a chance to play against either EDG or LGD. And that's kind of the overlook that we've got now in the LPL. News-wise, it's mostly just the BLG top lane stuff. Top esports winning against BLG is absolutely huge for them. AL has looked, they're up and down, really up and down. If I'm being every week, I feel like it's like, oh my God, they're failures, or wow, they're not bad. And Team WE staying right in that mushy middle with JD Gaming. That's going to be, if playoffs started now, I believe they'd play each other actually, which would be a super fun match because it'd almost tell you who the 4th seed would probably be. And wow, yeah, that would actually be a really good match because even if IG makes it, they're playing against one of the top 2, which is tough. Oh, actually, no, yeah, that still would be the match. The LPL playoffs are actually different this year. We can look at that because it's my podcast and I'm just talking. If you don't know how the LPL system works, the bottom group sends its top 2 and the top group sends its bottom 2. And they play in this Knights Rivals. I don't know if that's named for the player or not, but they go to playoffs. They just start in the lower bracket, actually, which I did not know. And then there's just a regular top 6 above that. So actually a pretty cool format, a lot smaller than I'm used to from the LPL. They normally have some just this massive full double elim bracket with qualifying rounds, and it's crazy normally. So this is actually much more measured, I would say, but still feels hype. I'm not gonna lie, I don't mind it. We might get into some other stuff with formats later as we talk about the LCK, but I figure I've kind of yapped about the LPL enough. There's not a crazy amount of immediate news that I feel to talk about besides the results. I guess I can go ahead and predict the next week of games just while I'm here. I think NIP beats Weibo pretty convincingly. They look like second best team at least in the Nirvana group. TS definitely beats LGD. BLG definitely beats Thunder Talk. Nothing particularly close there. LGD and EDG, now that's interesting because I think LGD still wins, but if EDG were to win, it kind of throws up who gets the free win against them in playoffs into this weird limbo. So we'll see. We versus TS. Probably got to lean TS because they're just regular season merchants that refuse to let China have four good teams at Worlds. They've just got to be there too. AL and JDG is really interesting because JDG's looked good as of recent. Their form has been excellent, in fact. Do I pick them to beat AL? AL's looked a little shaky. I might lean. Man, I've jumped off the boat and jumped on so many times with this Jingdong team. I might pick JDG in that one. I say they could go 2-1. I think they could do it. NIP and LNG, give me NIP. LNG doesn't win games. Thunder Talk and AL, give me that one day. L. BLG versus WE. I do think BLG is still significantly better enough. I think they need more time to get better with Flandre, correct some of their mistakes, and you're never going to keep Knight down for forever. In the end, the guy's just too good. JDG will be LGD. Weibo and IG. IG takes that one. TS murders EDG brutally. TS versus AL. I feel like I gotta go with TS. They're just merchants on their own region. They're cannibalism merchants. They play really well interregionally, and I think only BLG can seemingly take them down. So I'll give them that series, and then we will beat EDG. No problem there. We'll predict the next ones next week when this is more official. Will be on my Twitch channel next time. I promise. There will be announcements somewhere, somehow. I will make it more official if you're still here. Hope you're enjoying. Let me know what you think as we go into. We're going to do a tier list because I feel like it's my channel. We're going to talk about. I don't agree with this. We need to be an F tier. Thank you. We're going to just rank all the current teams in the LPL. You'll notice there's some teams that aren't here anymore, but it does have all the current ones as well. We'll just go with it. So I'm going to start with Thunder. I'm going to go backwards here. Let's start with Team WE. I'll put them here for now. Put them in the A tier. This will be sorted by, it'll be power ranked per team as well, not just categories. Definitely an A tier team. A player like Monkey has looked good. I have no idea what that is. Oh, it wants to come back. I think Team WE still looks strong. Good pieces, good form. They're going to have to fight through quite a lot to get to that upper echelon, but I think the potential is there. I think the story is there, the confidence. I think Monkey has looked incredibly good when he's on form, and his name is just funny. So put them solidly in the A tier, but as we add more teams, probably the lowest in the A tier. So next up, we've got Weibo. Is F right? I probably need another row, to be honest. Yeah, F might be right. The team looks like such a disaster, man. It just, the players on it, they should never be that bad, but they're just stinking it up real bad right now, man. It feels bad to watch. I like a lot of those players. This F needs to be capitalized. It's bothering me. Um, Form just has not been good. Losing to NIP and IG, even if IG's looked better, it's still not a good look for players like Elk. Like, are we kidding? F tier's probably right, just not the worst team in F tier. Next up, Thunder Talk. Definitely got to put them. I think I could actually maybe argue they're a B tier team. It's hard because their competition, they play in such a tough group, obviously, right? I mean, there's some teams that are not that good, but they're the best of like not of the teams that are probably not going to go to Worlds, right? Like obviously you're 3-6, not a great record, but you're playing against AL, JDG, BLG. I mean, that's 3 losses right off the rip. TES, that's 4 losses right off the rip, probably. So they're doing well enough. They have a hard group. I think they're hardworking, and they've shown some spunk, and they had some good wins this week. So there's nothing really to be too mad about from their perspective. I feel like they have some good talents overall. Next up, we got TES. I mean, they kind of got to go S tier. This is for current form, by the way. Current form. Stop the region right now. Who's the best? TS, they beat BLG. JDG just did that as well, but they've had more inconsistencies. I think TS, you got to give them the S tier spot right now. They've just looked better. Their domestic form is good. 2-0ing BLG is no easy feat. JDG didn't even do that. And I know they'll let me down, but in terms of current form, they might be the best team in China. It's kind of hard to argue against that, I feel like. So yeah, we'll go with that. Ultra Prime, none of these teams are here. NIP. Give me C tier. Definitely one of the C tier teams, undefeated in Group Nirvana so far. Only 3 games, but they won everything that's in front of them. Still don't see them with the same level of highs that an IG has. I think them and Thunder Talk is still maybe not even that close, but a solid C tier. Definitely like better than at least the other 2 really bad teams in the Nirvana group, so you got to give them that. Next up is LNG. It's F tier. It's just what I mean. It's F tier. They've lost every game. They are the worst team in the region. At least EDG wins games, so it's kind of like a sleeper thing. No one really notices them anymore because EDG plays more games and loses a lot more. But LNG is like losing to Weibo and NIP and not even winning games. At least EDG like takes games off of other good teams occasionally. I mean, it's still completely cooked. Don't get me wrong, but at least they're still there. Next up, we have LGD. Yeah, give me F tier on this one. No, not F tier. I'm sorry, C tier, but behind NIP even. I think just yeah, I think so. I think NIP beating IG does give them the slight edge. LGD still not as bad as EDG or Weibo or LNG, but probably the worst of the C tier teams. Just nothing particularly impressive coming from them at any point. Their only win is against EDG, which is really not saying a lot. Next up, we've got JDG. I'm going to put them in A tier ahead of WE right now. I think their recent form is very good. The win today, very impressive. I actually got to catch some of that series finally. Of course, I watched Knight lose. Pain. Only pain. It looks like they've caught some of their form back. Honkyu was looking okay. GenG had a good series. They just seem to have resurged a little bit. Gala had quite the good series today, actually. I liked what they were showing. They handled BLG's aggression. Even when BLG was behind, they handled it well, didn't throw games, controlled the early game very well. Good map movements against Jun and On, which is such a potent duo. I'll give their current form a boost up into the A tier. Still not S tier yet. They've lost a lot of games. They've looked really bad. They've thrown a lot of leads, but they seem to be correcting that, which is good to see because I like the CFO guys. I like them a lot. Next up, we've got IG. This team, I'm going to put them. Hear me out. I'm going to put them ahead of NIP. Well, I current form though, they're pretty close. I'm just going to leave them ahead because I think they genuinely do just have better potential. I don't think NIP could make worlds in any universe. I think IG technically could, which is crazy to say, but the Shy and Rookie are just that good, and I like some of the other players on their team as well. Just can't count them out. They should have won that series against NIP. They just decided to throw a 10k gold lead for absolutely zero reason. Respect just LPL things. Just is what it is. I'll give them the C tier. FPX definitely not in the league. EDG F tier. I probably put them ahead of Weibo and LNG still because they do take games off of the BLGs, the ALs, the this, the that. They've at least got that going for them, but they're 0-9, no series wins, is just brutal. Even with how good the group they're in, how good that group is, winning no games, you're still going to be down by the F tier. It just didn't even beat the one team that's probably on your level in your group. So hard to say anything else. Disaster season for them. Feels bad, man. Scout robbed you guys blind. But at least you won Worlds that one time. Thank you for doing that as well. I liked watching that. Next up, we've got BLG. Still put them in S tier. I think they've looked rougher, but if you start a best of 5 right now, I think BLG beats every team in the LPL and a lot of the teams in the LCK even still. It's hard to say. I think their form's been wonky with the top lane situation, but I think Knight on his game is so good. Jun and On are still in a meta that allows for their complete shenanigans. I think Viper has taken quite the step up actually, and he's actually going to benefit a lot, I think, from being able to still play mages. I wish we'd see more of him playing like Xerath, maybe a Vel'Koz, like good mages, but at least he's good at Ziggs. He's not just a bum. But yeah, Viper stepping up is nice. It's very, very nice even. He's had good gold leads in the LPL. Knight is still a monster. I'll put them second best for now form-wise. If you run a best of 3 between them and TES, I don't know that they win, but a best of 5, I just think they do. Just They've got that energy, and TES are chokers. So yeah, we'll keep them there for now. But they're slipping a little bit, so I hope they wrangle that in with Flandre getting more comfortable. And finally, AL, I'll put them at the top of A tier, ahead of JDG and WE. Third best team in the region. I like Tarzan a lot. I like Shanks. Really good team. Looks like they look really good, and then they look not quite as good as you like. But in the end, they're still 7-2, sitting at second place right now in the league. Good stuff from them. Nothing truly to be mad about. So this is my rankings. I think that kind of wraps up what I've got for LPL. So let's move on and talk about the LCK, shall we? Who doesn't love Keria? Me. I don't really like the LCK. Well, I like. I mean, I got nothing against Keria. I just don't like that one team that just wins everything. Here we are. Oh. All right. LCK. Let's talk about it, shall we? So we left off. What did I cover? Only covered up to Friday. So I only missed 3 days of games technically. Let's go into it. So HLE beats T1 2-1. They finally win a series. Incredible stuff, really. I did not watch this by any means, but looks like this was a pretty fun series overall. Locke losing another game, gotta love that. Looks like it was actually quite a competitive one. This was the Painter series. Oh no, I did watch some of this. Painter comes in for Oner for basically no one knows why at all. It was completely like actually got revealed only by T1, which is really rare. That stuff doesn't get leaked. So Oner, because T1 came out, I gotta say, they came out and said like, oh, it's for decisiveness at objectives. You got some of the best players in the world, like Faker and Keria, best engagers in the world, and you need this random teenager to do it? No, I don't believe it. Maybe Oner needed a break. Oner was not on the best form, especially at MSI. He's looked better in the LCK, but even then, he has not been on his best form that we're used to. Pays, still a complete demon. Of course, just got to mention that because I saw his KDA as always. Painter, though, he was fine. There was nothing wrong with it, but really weird to see Oner not playing. But I get it. I think he wasn't playing particularly incredible, at least to his standards, but good on HLE to win this series. Zeus with the Cho'Gath, you just build lots of health champions, and then people pick, Varus and Nocturne and Rumble into you, and you don't die. It's crazy how that works. And he just picks Swain and destroys BLG with it, and Mundo and all. He's just the HP merchant. So really good series from HLE. That's definitely the big one to break down. See what happens with the T1 jungle situation. Next up, DNS actually takes out the Red Force. Nongshim they drop another one no, they beat Bro the other time. So DNS gets another win right after they get eliminated from Worlds. They're like, all right, we'll show how good we could have been now. So good win from them. DK over KT, kind of expected, I feel like. I think DK is definitely the better of the two teams that were starting to get slammed by the true top two, but regardless, good on DK. They're still hungry. They retracted their paychecks. Really important win for them. I think looking at standings, yes, they hold the fourth spot, which is quite important. We'll talk about playoffs later. BFX and KRX. BFX takes that one, kind of reviving their form a little bit, keeping UCal in jail. Kind of sad, but is what it is. Then DNS wins again. Nongshim Red Force is I don't know, man. I feel like that's criminal. Like you can't lose twice to this team. It just Duck Dom had a great series in this one. Diablo like, oh, Sponge, my man, I don't want you to lose. There's some great players on Nongshim. It's crazy how good this region is, honestly, especially this up. Just it's so crazy. But yeah, DNS they win again. Good for them. And DK they beat KT again this time in 2-0 fashion. So KT it's rough current form wise. It's definitely looking like they will be the ones at the bottom of the Legend group, which we'll look at playoffs in a bit. Like I said. I don't remember how the format works here, but it does look like T1 HLE GenG D Plus will be the top four, which does give some benefit. And KT's looking like they're slipping a bit, but of course they are because they're changing their AD carry like literally every game. Like they got Jiwoo again. I don't know where Fenrir went. This effort guy is a war criminal every once in a while, and BDD he's just in jail, man. It just is what it is. So sad. Put him on a real team. Send him to NA. Cloud9 can use him. That'd be great. I think. Yeah, I think that sounds good. What do you guys think? Let me know. What else can I ramble about? Let's talk about standings. So obviously the Legend group, it's like completely deadlocked. This Legend group, if you guys like, I don't watch all the games or even all the highlights, but you should be in tune with it because this format, this Legend group, Rise group 5 and 5, just creates some of the best League of Legends ever. It's good practice for your teams going international. The games are always competitive. I think every region should honestly do stuff like this. Like imagine the LCS with just Fly, C9, TL LYON, and they just play each other round robin twice. It'd be great. Maybe even 3 times for a 9-week regular season. I think that'd be super exciting. It just makes for way more entertaining games. You get good stage practice, and these are some of the best games you'll watch. It's why it's so close. You got 3 teams at 16-6, and then 2 teams at 15-8. T1 has started looking a lot better. I mean, I get they lost, but they weren't as chaotic as they were at MSI. Pays is looking like possibly he's probably the best performing player right now in the world. The guy's just a complete freak. Just unbelievable talent in the bot lane. It's not like he's been to world championship semifinals, all that before, but he's looked so good on T1. And if T1 can actually start to play around it, they're going to be a dangerous team. HLE, MSI champions, obviously very good. Coming off a win against T1 is great. GenG has had some games where they've looked very scary themselves, like the GenG bull that just smashes you in the ground and it's not even fun. Yeah. And KT, probably the worst team in this group, but still definitely better than probably all the teams in Rise. It's just this is another showing that this is a good format because 4 of the 5 teams are within a game each other. Then the supers just suck, but at least they won some games. So Nongshim probably deserve to get eliminated if you're losing to DNS twice. And then Breon, FearX, and DRX all sitting right in that mushy middle. I'd like to see UCal do well. He looks really good. And FearX is cool because I like teams with yellow logos because we don't have many of them besides Navi and Vitality, but those don't count as teams as far as I can tell. So yeah, that's that. Let's look ahead to playoffs because I don't quite remember how the playoffs format for this works. So we got to play in. All right, so how this works: Rise group bottom 2 start in lower bracket, and then okay, I understand. So there's a qualification round between the okay. So like, all right, so you advance to playoffs. I get it. All right. All right, so it's just 6 team. So this is just like the LCS bracket, basically. Okay, all right, I understand now. So looking at that, yeah, there'd be some good matchups, dude. LCK is so stacked. As much as I don't like when T1 wins, the region's incredible. It's got the best format, got definitely the best concentration of the best players in the world. And who knows, maybe we'll get Champions League of Legends someday where we get just like top 5 in every region, just battle it out on like a barge in the middle of the ocean or something. That'd be cool. Predictions for next week before I go into a tier list for the LCK. So I've just been yapping and yapping and yapping. Which didn't really turn out as long as I thought. Maybe I'll just talk about some other stuff at the end of this. Give me KRX over BFX. Yeah, I just believe in UCal. I really do. I get they just lost, but I think they redeem it. GenG versus HLE. I'm going to take GenG in that one. I think their form has been better. If they look anywhere near that dominant, don't think HLE has the firepower to withstand that. T1 versus DK. Give me T1. I think their form has just been better. Maybe if Painter plays, it throws things off, but I think they have started to emerge as the better team. Nongshim and Bro, definitely give me Bro on that one. HLE is going to beat KT. BFX will beat DNS. T1 versus GenG, El Clasico. Give me GenG just with the jungle situation on T1. And GenG, I think if they get back to their peak and T1 hits their peak, GenG's peak is better. I think it's fair to say GenG's peak is better than T1's almost no matter what, because T1 definitely like a pressure thriving team. They do better at Worlds, of course, but GenG at their peak is beautiful, destructive League of Legends. It is the most dominant looking a team can like look in the modern day. It's genuinely amazing to watch. And KRX versus Bro, give me KRX. I like that one guy. What's his name? UCal. And then week 13, there will be one day that I miss. GenG versus KT, give me GenG all day, and then Bro over DNS. Simple as that. Let's go to the tier list. That's what I feel like doing. I like what I'm doing here. I feel like I'm getting the message across. Let me know what I can do different. Of course, if you're still watching, I do appreciate it because I have no idea how any of this is really going to go in the future. But I feel like I like what I'm doing here. I hope it's entertaining for you while you're working or eating your dinner or whatever. But let's get into the tier list. We'll just start from the side. Freaks, the DN freaks that they're I guess the supers now, but like freaks. They're freaks. They go in F tier. They're terrible. They just lose every game except against Nongshim for whatever. And there's not much more to for that matter. I'm gonna put Nongshim in F tier as well. Honestly, like they're better than DN freaks because they've won more games, but they also lose to DN freaks 2 games in a row. You're going in the F tier as well. You are definitely the second worst team in the league. Hard to argue against that. GenG. they're ramping up, man. They're ramping up hard. Hope you guys like my Steam notifications. What can I say? Sophisticated content creator right here. I put GenG in the S tier. I think their current form looks really scary. I think it's really, really scary what they did against KT in that game. Just completely ripped them to shreds in a way that should not even be legal. I think if they can hit that, I mean, I'd probably take them to beat every team right now in the LCK in a best of 5. I know they choke at Worlds, but current form, they look really, really good. DK, solid A tier. Definitely looking like the 4th best team in that group. Still very competitive, especially for the group it is. Showmaker having a very nice resurgence. I really like to see it. Lucid having good games, staying right up there with the top dogs. Definitely is impressive. I just like what they've been putting out there, taking wins off some good teams, but with not quite the ceiling that GenG has. KRX, yeah, give me B tier, but probably far at the end of it. I really like UCal. I think when he's on his game, he's quite impressive and can do a lot more damage than people might give him credit for, given his team doesn't always do the greatest. But there are a lot of good players on that team. I can't quite justify C tier for them. I feel like it. I just from watching, I feel like their peaks are good enough that I don't believe them to be there. Hunjin Breon, we'll put them B tier. I'll put them B tier. I think that's fair. A little bit better than KRX, as much as it hurts me to say. Yeah, I think that's where I want them right now. So HLE, put them A tier right now. Put them ahead of DK. I think their form has looked not good until they finally won a series, which is a good thing. It was still Painter playing. There's going to be that asterisk. I want to see more from them. MSI champion Zeus is still looking very good on these health scalers, but I just don't think their ceiling can match against the ceilings of GenG and the other team that will be above them, which, obviously, BNK3X, right? No, but just feels like they're not quite at the level you'd like, and that GenG and I guess we'll spoil it now. T1 is the second best team. I feel like those are two teams that when they're at their best, I don't think HLE stands a chance. I think Kanavi has been very inconsistent, very, very inconsistent, which is terrifying the way he plays. I think in the bot lane, they've had some support crimes be committed every once in a while, which is just not great. Guma's been just fine. Zeka maybe not quite as dominant as you like. It just feels like they need to peak right at the right time, and then they're so monstrous, which is I think what happened against BLG. Plus some really good picks from Zeus, but that X factor is not going to do everything every time. So let's keep them third. And T1, second best team, seem to be resurging. If Oner can come back and be in his good form, it's a very scary team, especially with how good Pays is. It's all Pays, man. The guy is just such a talent. Caitlyn, Lucian, put him on it. It's 1.5k DPM every time. Just destroy people 2v2. And with Keria on the side of it, it's a scary thing to stop. Even if you stop Keria from roaming with some patches, that's a terrifying prospect to keep those two in a 2v2. I would not want to lane against it. I'd say lock me Sona Taric, bro. I'll sit under my tower. Please and thank you. So next up, KT Rolster. This is definitely also I feel like B tier's right. I feel like they've been on the decline. BDD, obviously never on the decline. He's the GOAT, but the rest of the team just is not what he needs around it. They've been losing to pretty much everyone else in the Legends group, so B tier just feels like the right place for him. And BFX, do I really want I don't watch a lot of LCK, but I feel like this team just disappoints. I don't know why. Team disappoints me. Maybe this is more correct with how I feel. I suppose it probably is. Yeah, that's probably more right. So this one I'm gonna stick with. I think BFX just they don't impress me. They don't have the firepower like a KRX at least does with a UCal. I don't know. They're very uninspired. Obviously, all the Legends group are going to be better than all the Rise group. It just simply is that way. But keep GenG at the top. I think playoffs are going to be quite the turbo banger in this region. So that's all I've got to talk about for LCK. I talked about LEC yesterday. What else do I want to talk about? Maybe talk about I don't know if I have anything else to talk about. I thought about talk about like Mage's bot maybe. I guess I'll just give my opinions on. I don't really have a background for it, but I'll just hold it on this. I guess take some time to talk about like Mage bot lanes here. My thoughts on it. If you haven't known, So obviously, with Riot coming to like nerf them, it's not like a crazy nerf. It's also going to be like the supports don't get maybe as much catch up XP, which I think is just good in general. I think you should be punished for roaming that much. I think it's a crime that someone can be level 4 at 11 minutes and that doesn't just ruin the game for them. I'm all for a support roam here and there. And, there's supports are level 8 when the AD is level 10. It's fine. It happens. But like 6 level disparities, I feel like are kind of egregious. And the fact that it's not more punishable, like, oh, you get one kill and just leveled up like twice. Okay, man. It's not quite that egregious, but you get the idea. It's going to be interesting because I think mage bots were overblown with how broken they are. Yes, they're very difficult to lane into for certain champions. Like if you're like me, I played at least a lot of Xayah. You pick Ziggs, Vel'Koz, Victor into this, champ gets destroyed. It's so hard to play into it. You need to be playing Xayah Rakan to even have the combat power, and even then, you're just so stifled. Can good Xayah players and play with a good engaged support win straight up fights? Sure. But in pro play, you don't just see fights all the time. It's a lot of lane posturing, poking, and a lot of champions are just very susceptible to that. That's why you'll see champs like Miss Fortune get picked into mages because she can go BT first. I think the mages are overblown in how good they are, though, because in the end, AD carries are designed to hyper carry. It's a disgusting class from a game design perspective. They've just been there forever. They do the most damage late game, period. No mage can actually output the same damage that AD carry does. Like a 7 item Jinx, one reset destroys a fight. You can have your Vel'Koz be 7 items all you want. If a fight gets crazy and you need him to just pump out DPS, 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 after he uses ult, it's just not there. I don't care if he has an extra item slot. So ADs definitely have that going for them. And I think it's why people are so underwhelmed by Mage's bot. Sometimes like people just pick a Ziggs and, oh, it's going to be up 20k and get all these turret plates and this and that. I mean, sure, it can do that, but if you can't play it right, you'll see it in pro so often. It's just like Ziggs just throws ult in the fight, and if it's bad, he does nothing. They have no clue how to do damage with their spells. The Q is deceptively hard to hit, actually. It's not quite the long range device you think it is when there's tanks in front of you because you have to get it over them with the first bounce. It's interesting, and I think it's right to nerf mages to at least, even just for solo queue, to make people think they're worse so people can play their ADs, because I have no problem with mages being bot lane, but if mages are everywhere and ADs can't lane, ADs can't go anywhere else is kind of the issue that it is. Like, sure, you could try and buff them for other lanes, but that I'm not a game designer. In pro play, I think players like Viper very much are going to benefit from this because mages are going to start getting left open. He's a player who's always been good at them. He's one of the best Ziggs in the world, even when he was in the LCK. You know, I'd really like I said earlier, I want to see him pick up Xerath. I really think is just a disgusting champion in the bot lane. If you can hit your spells, it's just horrifically broken. Um, Vel'Koz, a little harder to play, does not have the same self peel as a Xerath, so maybe we don't see it, but a lot of damage from that one too. It's interesting. I kind of wanted to waffle about it because I want this to be kind of longer because I'm not going to do the LCK video because I'll be moving. And I guess to talk a little bit about that. Plan again is to stream this on Twitch live. That way I'll have a chat interaction. I'll have a better list of what I want to talk about. Um, but we'll do it on Twitch and then I'll upload the VOD on YouTube because streaming on YouTube is great and all, but they don't get like views after. And I want to grow the channel a little more. So it just is what it is. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, LCS, all that good stuff. I'm not quite done either. I feel like there's probably some more random things I can talk about. As a patch came out, I'm not going to look at patches. That's just not my bread and butter anymore. Maybe talk to me 6 years ago, it would have been. I think if we take a look at like, you can just quickly like look at North America. I guess there's actually some debate about whether TL is like the best team in the region right now, and I actually get it. God, I'm all over the place, but I think there's validity to that argument. The more I've gone, I've rewatched some of the highlights. Like TL looks good, man. They look really good, and it's hard with Line because they just don't have inspired. But this is a TL that their early game is so good. It's so good now. There's skirmishes, there's snowballs. Quid is in incredible form. Him and Berserker absolutely front runners for MVP right now. I think they're the only ones with 3 players of the game, anyways. Makes sense. Very exciting times we have in the LCS. because of that, I don't think I can put TL above LYON until they beat them, just because of what LYON has done. And I think Inspired, who I do believe is coming back this week, I don't think it's been confirmed. Just really, I keep saying exciting, but it is. I think it's going to be some good stuff in our North American region. Is there anything else I can talk about? I promise there'll be a better schedule for this. I just hope you guys enjoy me completely yammering off about nothing, because we talked about the East enough. Concerned for BLG. GenG looking scary. T1 looking better, but weird with Painter coming in for Oner, but Oner was looking bad anyways, so maybe it's fine. What else is there to talk about? Need some water. No, I think that's it. Not gonna lie. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sure I'll think of something I could have talked about right after this, but I've been talking for 41 minutes. I get there's no intro, but I'm time crunched. Like literally right after this, as this is uploading to YouTube, I'm going to stand up and put these boxes like out in my living room to get moved out of here, get things taken apart, clean up some more. Very exciting stuff. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this. If you made it to the end, that is incredible. You can let me know by commenting hashtag whetstone, WHETSTONE. I have no idea what to call this podcast. If you have suggestions, if you want to see more of this, if you'd like me to kind of do all 3 non-LCS regions just in this format, maybe I can do more of them in a week where I just, hop on the live and talk about what's going on. We can talk about patch changes, meta changes, all that good stuff. This was completely thrown together by me in my head for when I got home from work. So I'm done yammering. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you tomorrow still for LCS predictions. Those are still going on as scheduled, but no LCK video this Friday because I just don't have the time anyways. And next week, this will be live on my Twitch channel, which I'll have more details about that tomorrow. I'm sorry for talking so much. Hope you didn't mind the last 8 minutes of yapping. Goodbye.